Why learning is the key to changing your life. Learning is not just about acquiring knowledge. It is a tool that helps you develop your mindset, expand your vision, and improve your quality of life. Successful people like Jim Rohn, Warren Buffett, and Elon Musk all share one common trait. They never stop learning. Knowledge is an infinite resource that empowers you to take control of your future. Active learning differs from passive knowledge absorption. You don't just read, but also apply, practice, and critically analyze information. Some effective learning methods include reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos, taking smart notes using the Cornell method or mind maps, and teaching others. Among these, teaching is one of the most powerful ways to retain and deeply understand information. In the digital age, knowledge and skills evolve rapidly. Those who stop learning will be left behind. Learning helps you maintain a competitive edge by improving professional skills, fostering creative thinking, and expanding career opportunities. The more you know, the more valuable you become. People with a fixed mindset believe that abilities cannot change, while those with a growth mindset believe that abilities can be improved through learning and practice. Successful individuals always seek learning opportunities and embrace challenges. To develop a growth mindset, you need to accept mistakes as part of the learning process. Remain curious, ask questions, and cultivate self-discipline while persistently pursuing your goals. Learning is not just about accumulating information, it also helps you make better decisions in life. To apply knowledge effectively, you need to identify important information, analyze and compare it with reality, experiment, and learn from experience. Knowledge has no value unless it is put into action. Therefore, take steps based on what you have learned. Learning not only enhances personal growth, but also creates opportunities to transform your life. That is why Jim Rohn once said, "Success is not something you pursue. It is something you attract by becoming the person you need to be." Never stop learning, improving, and growing. Hub 2. Active learning methods for success. Learning is not just about absorbing information. It is an active process of exploring, thinking critically, and applying knowledge to real-life situations. To learn effectively, you need methods that optimize your brain's ability to remember and process information. One of the most effective ways is purposeful reading. Not every book is worth reading, so you should carefully select content that aligns with your goals. While reading, take notes on key ideas and reflect on how to apply them in your life. Reading slowly and thoughtfully is more effective than skimming without deep understanding. Beyond books, listening to podcasts and watching educational videos provides flexible ways to gain knowledge. You can take advantage of free moments such as commuting, exercising, or cooking to learn. Resources like TED Talks, YouTube channels from influential speakers, and self-development podcasts offer easy access to valuable ideas. A powerful learning technique is smart note-taking. Note-taking is not just about copying information, it's about organizing and structuring knowledge in a way that enhances understanding and retention. Some effective techniques include the Cornell method, mind mapping, and keyword-based note-taking. One of the deepest ways to learn is by teaching others. If you can explain a complex concept in simple terms, it means you truly understand it. If you don't have someone to teach, you can practice by speaking out loud or writing blog posts to share your knowledge. Active learning doesn't stop at acquiring information. It requires immediate application. When learning a new skill, applying it right away enhances memory retention. For example, if you're learning time management, start experimenting with a structured daily schedule. If you're learning about investing, analyze the market and start small investments to gain real experience. Learning is not just a habit, it is a lifestyle. Successful people never stop seeking new knowledge. When you embrace active learning methods, you will not only become more intelligent, but also have the power to transform your life. Competition and growth in the modern world. In today's era, the speed of societal and technological change is faster than ever. If you don't continuously learn and upgrade yourself, you'll easily be left behind. Successful people are not always the smartest, but those who can adapt and grow the fastest. Competition in the modern world is not just limited to work, but extends to many aspects of life. Whether you are an entrepreneur, office worker, student, or anyone else, you need to maintain your competitive advantage. This means always being ready to learn and improve your skills. One of the most important factors that help you stand out in a competitive environment is flexible thinking. Society is constantly evolving, and the jobs and skills that are valuable today may become obsolete in the future. Those who are open-minded, eager to learn, and willing to embrace change will always have an advantage over those who are resistant to new ideas. Building a strong network is also a key factor in personal development. Connecting with people who are more experienced than you can help expand your perspective, learn from their experiences, and create new career opportunities. A person with great skills but no network may struggle more than someone with strong connections. Additionally, problem-solving skills are crucial for overcoming challenges in both work and life. Successful people do not avoid problems. Instead, they find effective ways to resolve them. Developing this skill will make you a valuable and reliable person in any organization or community. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck, author of Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, identified two main types of thinking: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence are unchangeable. They often avoid new challenges and fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their shortcomings. People with a growth mindset believe that skills and intelligence can be improved through effort, learning, and perseverance. They don't fear failure, but see it as an opportunity to grow and become better. For example, someone with a fixed mindset facing difficulty might think, "I'm not good enough to do this." Meanwhile, a person with a growth mindset would say, "I'm not good at this yet, but if I keep learning, I will improve." Why is a growth mindset important? 1. Helps you overcome the fear of failure. Failure is not something to fear, but an essential part of learning. Successful people are not those who never fail, but those who do not let failure stop them from moving forward. Thomas Edison experimented thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't see failures as wasted efforts, but as necessary steps towards success. If you have a growth mindset, you will learn to embrace failure as part of your journey to achieving your goals. 2. Creates motivation for continuous learning. People with a growth mindset are never satisfied with their current level. They always seek opportunities to improve themselves, learn new skills, and expand their knowledge. This constant growth helps them achieve remarkable success in life. You can see this in top entrepreneurs, scientists, and athletes. They never stop learning, practicing, and finding ways to improve their abilities. 3. Makes you more flexible and adaptable. The world is changing rapidly, and those with a growth mindset are always ready to adapt. They are not stuck in old ways of thinking, but are open to new ideas and approaches. In contrast, people with a fixed mindset often feel anxious about change. They tend to cling to what is familiar and avoid experimenting with new things, which can cause them to fall behind. How to develop a growth mindset. 1. See challenges as opportunities. Whenever you encounter a new challenge, instead of avoiding it, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Changing your perspective will turn obstacles into opportunities for growth. 2. Accept and learn from failure. Instead of feeling discouraged or blaming yourself, see every failure as a valuable lesson. Take notes on what went wrong, identify the causes, and think about how you can improve next time. 3. Believe in your ability to improve. You may not be good at something yet, but that doesn't mean you will always be bad at it. Remember that any skill can be developed if you invest enough time and effort. 4. Learn to accept feedback. People with a growth mindset are always open to feedback because they see it as an opportunity for improvement. Train yourself to accept constructive criticism positively and use it to refine your skills. 5. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. Success does not come overnight. It is the result of a long journey. Don't just focus on the final goal. Pay attention to every small step you take. Every day you improve a little, and over time you will achieve great success. A real-life example of a growth mindset. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players in history, was not always considered a natural talent. In fact, he was once cut from his high school basketball team because he wasn't good enough. But instead of giving up, Jordan spent hours every day relentlessly practicing. He once said, "I have failed over 9,000 times in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. 26 times I was trusted to make the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." This is the essence of a growth mindset, embracing failure, continuously striving for improvement, and believing that you can become better every day. Fearless in applying knowledge. Many people hesitate to apply what they learn because they fear failure. But the reality is that no one is perfect from the start. You may make mistakes, but those mistakes are an essential part of the learning process. If you want to become a great public speaker, you need to practice speaking in front of an audience, even if you are not perfect in the beginning. If you want to invest in finance, you might lose money in your early attempts, but each failure will teach you a valuable lesson. Jim Rohn once said, "Failure is not the enemy, it is the teacher." See failure as part of your growth journey, and don't let it stop you from moving forward. The story of those who successfully applied knowledge. A great example of turning knowledge into action is the story of Elon Musk. He did not have a formal background in aerospace engineering, yet through relentless research and learning, he mastered rocket science and founded SpaceX, one of the most advanced aerospace companies in the world. Musk's success didn't come from simply reading books about rocketry. It came from applying what he learned, experimenting, improving, and constantly learning from his mistakes. Another example is Warren Buffett, the legendary investor. He didn't just read hundreds of books about finance. He started investing at a very young age. By applying the principles he learned, continuously refining his strategies, and adjusting based on real-world experience, he became one of the most successful investors of all time. The key to long-term success. Learning is not just about receiving information. It is a journey of personal transformation. Successful people don't stop at acquiring knowledge. They actively apply, practice, and continuously improve. From recognizing the importance of learning, adopting an active learning approach, maintaining a growth mindset, to turning knowledge into action, all these factors are the keys to achieving long-term success. Jim Rohn once said, "Success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become." So, if you want a better life, never stop learning, growing, and applying what you learn every day. Ultimately, success is not a destination, it is a journey. And that journey begins with the small actions you take today. Start now, because your future depends on what you do in the present.